barbecue, so I killed him and I skinned him.
That's very nice.
All right, well, we're going to come back. This is part 2 on that. So now we're going to start seasoning the chicken. So here's my seasonings, and it looks like a lot. And I don't remember how many it is. It's more than 11. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I use 14 herbs and spices, not 11 like the Colonel. I use 14. So I guess you could call me the Field Marshal of chicken, the Admiral of chicken, because I use 14 herbs and spices. But I don't use a lot on each piece. I just use them sparingly, which is the point. But we're going to start with the traditionals. So here's our salt. See, S for salt. A little bit of salt. Some pepper. Some marjoram. That's a great poultry seasoning. And since we're doing a barbecue today, we want to give it a little bit of flavor. So we'll add some paprika to give it a little bit of flavor. And that aids in browning. So give it a nice brown appeal. See, look at this. She's doing the chicken dance. She's so excited about my barbecue chicken that she's dancing literally in the kitchen, just waiting for me to put this chicken in the oven. So we got onion powder. Give you a little bit of flavor here. There we go. We got a little bit of onion powder coming out. And again, we don't sprinkle a lot onto each piece, just a little bit. Some garlic salt. Let me get the container open here. Garlic salt. And then one of our base 4, remember your base 4 seasonings, according to the song, are parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And I use those a lot, especially when I make like stews and soups. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. There's a reason why that song was made by the Old English back in the medieval times, because it helped them remember the base seasonings put in some of their foods.
I feel like you made that fact up.
I did not make that fact up. That's why, are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She was once a true love of mine. Seasoned salt. A little bit of it, not too much. And Camino. And since we're doing a barbecue, I'm going to put some cayenne pepper in it. Just a little bit, not too much. Give it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of heat. And that's what you expect out of your barbecue. You don't want boring barbecue. Poultry seasoning. And poultry seasoning is just a blend of different seasonings. So some of the seasonings I use are in the poultry seasoning, but that's okay. But it also has seasonings I don't necessarily have. So it's a good blend. So you throw that poultry seasoning in there. We already did the garlic salt. And I will say she's gotten me like hooked on this Nature's seasoning blend, that it's really good. And so I've started using it myself on my cooking. Alright, so here we go. We got all our seasonings in there. And actually that was 12 herbs and spices. So I guess I would be more like a brigadier general instead of a colonel. Thought it was 14, but I had duplicates. So I have 12 herbs and spices on mine. So here we're all spiced out, and then we'll just bake this. And those spices will actually like soak in, and they'll make a nice tenderness on the top before we put our barbecue sauce on. So let me pop this in the oven. In here, hold on. So there we go. We got our potatoes and we got our chicken. And now it's just, we wait. So this will be continued. So we can talk about when we have to put the sauces on. Because there's a special technique to doing that to give it that really delicious flavor.